Let me tell you about a chicken I know.
Howdy peeps, I made a last-second change. Subject matter of this video. It was going to be about donating toys to charity. I may just tweet about that, but I hope you consider donating if you have the means. I normally don't pay any attention to the American Music Awards, but news stories about Selena Gomez's acceptance speech regarding her recent break to address her mental health and that component of her lupus, depression and anxiety that she didn't even know could be a part of lupus caught my attention. It made me feel like sharing some other surprising information on depression and tips for maintaining good mental health at this surprisingly critical time of year. It's true that many autoimmune diseases like lupus and multiple sclerosis have depression and anxiety as symptoms. This is particularly interesting with the recent studies and theories arguing that for some, depression may not be caused simply by a chemical imbalance in the brain, but also or exclusively as a result of inflammation. What makes this interesting is that according to the National Institute of Arthritis and Musculoskeletal and Skin Diseases, the classic sign of an autoimmune disease is inflammation, which can cause redness, heat, pain, and swelling. Harvard Women's Health Watch on the Harvard Medical School website notes many major diseases that plague us, including cancer, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, depression, and Alzheimer's have been linked to chronic inflammation. So these individuals are not necessarily just sad about having a chronic illness, which has often been argued as why depression is a frequent symptom. If inflammation perhaps causes depression, and a hallmark of the disorder is inflammation, it would make good sense for these people to have depression as a symptom. In the past, I saw literature that in so many words said patients wouldn't get depression if they had a more positive attitude rather than being sad about having a chronic illness. Once again, it appears stigma has been attached to depression and those battling it that seems quite unjust, as more biological evidence mounts that certain people didn't have a personal failing to not be positive enough about their circumstances. Their biology was likely triggering a biologically based disorder. Some individuals with mood disorders have been discussing positive responses to low inflammation diets and even suicidal episodes immediately following falling off the wagon. I have to say, all these taste tests that I have uploaded of desserts and chips and things I haven't had in my diet have thrown my body off. I've been sinking down. So I'll be taste testing some vegetables and trying to get my diet back under control in the coming weeks. But don't trust some random people or chickens chatting online. Listen to this. Quote, one study published in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that both depression and mania are associated with pro-inflammatory states. Yes, there is a lot more about brain imagery and the like, and you can read about that in the Everyday Health link down below. We are heading into the holidays that are all about eating. And I'm saying, potentially, for some individuals, what you eat can help ward off or trigger depression. So what do? Talk to your doctor or doctors. If you are told to go ahead and change your diet and are not given specific directions, look up what foods are high inflammation and what are low inflammation. See the Harvard link below to get you started. Guess what? It's eat the healthy diet you've always heard about. Lots of dark leafy greens and staying away from so much sugar, refined carbohydrates, and red meats. Go Mediterranean. Heck, eating a little more fish, or even better, veggies instead of birdies would make me and some of my buddies very happy. I know for some this is a nightmare time to think about embarking on cutting anything out, but maybe try reducing portions and eating more of the good stuff to fill up will benefit you. Just think, it's yummy for 7 seconds, but how many weeks of depression and anxiety do you suffer with through and just after the holidays that is likely major post-holiday inflammation-induced depression from that massive influx of high-inflammation foods? I wanted to plant that thought in your head so you might reach for the plant-based foods a little more come holiday mealtimes. But there are more depression surprises. For some, allergies may be a, quote, risk factor for depression. It is important to not just treat the depression and its potential causes, but to also treat your allergies. So don't go skipping allergy treatments. If you know you have allergies and a mood disorder or chronic illness with a high risk for depressive episodes, and check the WebMD link below for many more helpful tips and explanations about the potential connection between allergies and depression. Sadly, in recent news, depression appears to be on the rise among teen girls. It's a particular worry as suicide is now the second leading cause of death for older teens. See the CDC link below for teen health facts. Check out the CNN link below for more of the details on why there may be a need for more screening of teen girls for depression during general health checkups. Late fall and late spring tend to be more emotionally stressful times for teens with exams and big social events. Let the teens in your life know you are available, but if they don't feel comfortable reaching out to you, a teacher, counselor, or relative, tell them about Crisis Text Line. There's a link to their website below where they can text for help. If they actually want to speak, see the Google search link below for just some of the many call lines that are out there. Now, there is one additional new piece of information on depression that comes from a report in the journal Epidemiology. I've included a link from Mental Floss's coverage of it below. International team of researchers noted, quote, an increase in hospital admission for depression in, quote, the month immediately following the changing of clocks, as, in their words, winter descended. You know, right now. This time, just after falling back for daylight savings time. They recommend light boxes as a form of therapy, but once again, talk to your doctor, as there can be some risks for some individuals with light boxes, and only certain kinds are particularly beneficial, and the suckers are expensive. So you want to be sure this is the proper treatment and the right type of box before you invest. Beyond what is in these articles, there are some basic tips I've seen repeated over and over that can be helpful. But once again, run them past your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a chick from Ohio with no medical background. Get the standard recommended amount of sleep for someone your age. Not too much, not too little. Get on a regular sleep schedule and stick with it through the weekends. Same bedtime and wake time. When you wake, immediately do some exercise and get sunlight as early as possible in your day. Combine the two. Go for a brisk walk or run first thing in the morning outside. Do yoga, jumping jacks, or push-ups on the patio deck or in the yard, whatever. But if you have pollen allergies, check that link about allergies, as they recommend trying to avoid being outside. Or you can wash your hair before you go to bed if you do go outside. You may want to change your pillowcase more often, and you can ask your doctor if a light box might be a way to get light without going out into the pollen. For the allergy sufferers, I recommend switching out your furnace filter a little more frequently at this time of year and maybe invest in a higher quality allergy filter. If you've long had allergies and depression but haven't gotten one of those pinprick allergy tests to know exactly what you are allergic to, get tested so you can know for sure what you need to be careful about. Heck, it's not just about sniffly noses and itchy eyes. It's now about depression that you may be avoiding. So it's worth getting done. I feel like I have so many more tips. Like, put bright colors around you, drink lots of water, and don't do all of those things with your computer and cell phone that sabotage your sleep. Says the total hypocrite. Oh, do as I say, not as I do. Well, I'm going to try to work on following my own advice. We can try together. Best of luck to us all. It's time for the chicken dance game. Last time it was We Are the World from USA for Africa. Today, just do a little last bit of a song. Guess down below what you think it is that I'm dancing to. Come back next week. I'll tell you what the song was. We'll do this all again. Here we go. Guess what the song was? Put down your guess in the comments below. Come back next week. Thanks for watching, and be sure this Thanksgiving to gobble gobble and to cluck, 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 cluck.